And what size?
This one's from Jeremy in Wisconsin. And it says, Tuffy brand coffee is the best coffee in the world. Thanks for the grift.
Anyway, I'm going to find out who this quartering character is. And when I do, he's going to get a bit of the old ice troll treatment.
Went from loathing Brie Larson to being the unofficial #1 fan site for Brie Larson.
How about a handshake? You're going to give me your jacket, your helmet, and your motorcycle, and in return, I'm going to let you keep your hand.
Good afternoon, everybody. I may drop in, I may drop out. My internet has been very suspect the last 12 hours, but you two can hold it down, I assume. Hannah Claire B literally flying in at the last possible moment today. I've never seen her arrive that late. That was wild.
Wow, that's
Look,
not
I
good.
like to keep you on your toes, you know.
I was picking up my phone. I was like,
wait until I have to
text
log
her.
in.
Yeah, I showed up. I was one of those people that showed up at 9:01 at work too. You know, I never really subscribed to the whole if you're not early or late nonsense. Unless I'm getting paid, then I'm not there.
I think you show up at like on time. Like you don't get any awards for being 30 minutes early, you know? At least I don't think you should.
On time and ready to work.
Yeah.
Like I used to have a pet peeve. People will give me shit for showing up like at 9 o'clock on the dot, but I came in at 100 miles an hour. I sat down at my desk and I got to work. I didn't piss away an hour eating donuts and coffee in the break room like 2/3 of the leadership team did.
Yeah.
You know, talking about where they ate last
early
night.
If you're like busy making a coffee and like getting breakfast or whatever you're doing, like fine. But if you're there to work, I don't understand the difference, you know?
Yeah, Luke, get your shit together. And we also, I brought back the. Go ahead.
I'm an early Susan. All right. I'm always on time.
Luke is always early. And then that's what the girls say about him too. But I will say, I brought back the little intro for you guys. Met in the middle, did a 5-minute instead of a 10-minute. Seemed like chat was happy to see their favorite Walmart is Racist song blaring loud.
That was a good song. It's a jam. I like it.
Yeah, it is. It is, as the kids say, it slaps.
It's popping.
Yeah.
I think they say.
Yeah, popping fresh, I think is.
The bop, I think is the other one.
Oh yeah, it's a bop. That's another one. That's right. I like
It's
Boobies coming in, already saying, anyone else feel like they're slowly becoming Fuentes, except HCB, who is like 4 steps ahead of him? Oh! Oh, yeah,
Yesterday you were saying like yesterday you and Melanie were like, I feel like we're saying stuff that we didn't feel like we could say, or like I would never have thought I would say this. I'm like, I don't know that I feel that differently. It's just that other people are talking about it.
Yeah, right. I want to say we started the YouTube goal today. 10 yellows to keep the show going today. If we only get to 9, I'll still give you credit because that first one snuck in. Over on Rumble, we've got 374 Mighty Pete for bringing back the intro. Thank you. And New Metal Farmer gifted a Rumble Premium sub. And then Zane Dog said, can you get my band a shout out? We're a really good Zeppelin tribute band playing at Watkins Glen this Friday. Check us out at a Zeppelin thing. It was like weird. It spread over on a second line there. A ZeppelinThing.com. Yeah. Shout out Zeppelin. Shout out tribute bands. Love it.
How was your guys' Tuesday evening? What'd you guys do?
Oh, I just watched that video of the stuff on the train over and over again with my husband. Rough times on the internet.
The train?
Yeah, it's
North Carolina.
The Ukrainian train thing. God.
Well,
Did
North
you know-
Carolina. It happened here in America.
The train thing is a weird way of explaining it, though.
Yeah, I will say this. I don't know if you guys knew this yet, but this isn't a joke. I was waiting for this moment. All my life. And now we already know. Here we go.
Then, while standing alone, he seems to utter his reason for this whole thing.
The universal excuse. Here we go. Now, I know we're kind of jumping into it, but I've got a real bone to pick with the mental health excuse. This is a guy that took his blood-soaked hoodie off to hide that he had done a crime. He evaded police, and he was giving excuses that conveniently weren't that he was in a mental health crisis and that space aliens were controlling chemicals and metals in his body. Right. He said that he called her a That's what he said.
That she did.
Sorry, yeah. She called him the word. Now, I don't want to hear diddly dick from anybody else about he was having a mental health break. Bullshit. Yep. He killed her in cold blood, and he went right to the same old excuse. I got disrespected. That girl never said a single word to him, but he was ready with that excuse. What a coincidence.
It's crazy,
yep. And
right?
then there's going to be some like pathetic white people will be like, well, yeah, I guess. Some liberal woke tard with pink
You guys heard her up the ass? She must have been
Yeah, a Starbucks yuppie. She was asking for it, and there's going to be some idiots. If this video didn't come out in full, and then just that one little aspect of it, there would have been idiots online excusing it. Right? That's the
there
type
are
of
already
insanity that we're living through. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's so sad that you're watching this and knowing preemptively that there are going to be people who are like, well, but mental health, well, but like systemic failure, well, but this other thing, like this, the video is awful. It's really sad. I know a lot of people last night were commenting on how long it takes for someone to come to her aid. I know we talked yesterday about like, well, maybe people were concerned because he was pacing the train car, but it looks like the Samaritan who eventually intervened walks right past him. There is this like just overall sense of failure if we're gonna somehow make it her fault. And if anyone buys this, like, oh, she, called me a slur, when it just seems so clear she's trying not to draw attention to herself in the video. I think that they are looking for an excuse for violence, and I don't want to live in that kind of society.
Yeah, and it's not just that. They're also calling for violence. I mean, you saw what the official BLM account just posted today, earlier. I sent it in the private chat.
I have
it's,
it, yeah.
Unhinged, insane, freaking nonsense. And it's the inverse of reality of what we're being told to understand here. There's another clip that's going around pretty virally showing someone who is aware of his surroundings and somehow he was shamed for doing so as well here. I sent both of those clips in the private chat, which I think are both important to watch.
The contents of this video is not surprising to me, but it's also the fact that they chose to post it the day after this story broke.
Have a right to violence.
They do.
All oppressed people have a right to violence. And I'm going to tell you something.
No, they don't, by the way.
I thought the Ukrainians were oppressed.
You got to have the right time. You got to have the appropriate situation. And
she also compares killing people to peeing. I don't know that I get that. I want to circle back to the shaming of people around. I'm getting very annoyed by it. Look, everybody on Twitter thinks they're John Wick, okay? Let me be very clear. The man stands up.
And then his internet stopped working. Your internet is kind of buffering. Is it the same for you guys, or just me?
It's choppy for me too.
Okay, cool. So it's not my end. It's on Jeremy's end here.
Finally, he's the one with the bad internet.
Yeah,
we can only guess what he's going to say.
Okay, all right. It's like Pictionary. Can you guess what he's going to say?
I think he's going to blow by blow walk us through this attack, and then also discuss kind of the reaction. On the show yesterday with Melanie, we talked about like the importance of situational awareness and people, with first aid training and everything. But again, when you watch this video, it takes 2 minutes for someone to intervene, and it doesn't seem, from what I can tell, like anyone who was immediately next to this girl did anything. In fact, it looked like they were leaving the train. I know you spent a lot of time doing tactical training, doing first aid, things like that.
Okay.
Did you have a reaction when watching this? Oh wait, Jeremy's brought himself back.
By the way, if that happens again, just keep going. And if it happens again, I'm just gonna leave the stream and you guys just carry it.
We're professionals. We know what we're doing here.
There's something going on with my internet. Go ahead.
Yeah, but no, you saw when she was stabbed. She didn't even know she was stabbed. So that's how most stabbings kind of work. They're so fast. Like people think you automatically know, you just don't. And then she saw the blood pooling out, and then you just see her kind of slowly go away. But she was in total full panic and shock. We did see eventually one person come to her aid, took off her shirt, was trying to do something, but clearly not properly trained. Clearly
she was already dead, though. I mean,
once you cut the jugular, like once you cut like this, but still, you never know. You always want to do the right thing in those type of particular situations, rather than just kind of like goof and guess. I was in a situation where I had to give someone CPR, and I didn't know how, but I just goofed my way through it. It worked. Luckily, I was able to save this person's life, but I wish I would have had proper training, which I think everyone does. And I'm going to be actually training people in a few days from now here in South Florida. And I just came from a training yesterday. where we were doing a lot of this stuff. But she put herself in a very vulnerable situation, not being situationally aware, putting herself, where anyone could just attack her. This is why a lot of people need to be aware of these situations, especially in urban cities. There's a lot of sociopaths. There's a lot of sick people. There's a lot of evil people out there. I sent a video in the private chat of someone actually doing proper situational awareness, and he's being shamed by a person that is, pissed off at him noticing, which is crazy, which is insane. Sorry, Jeremy, you were talking about what was happening step by step.
Well, I'm just saying, what I was saying is, and I think you were starting to touch on it, but the reality is, if these people on the train are looking out the window, they're not paying attention. Some dude stands up and makes a rapid movement and then just walks away. Mm-hmm. It's entirely possible that these people didn't even know what the hell was going on. And people are I won't name names, but a lot of conservative pundits are a minute and 30 seconds before anyone helped her. I'm
Jeremy's stunned into silence over it. He just can't even believe that people are not being fair.
No, if this, I just think it happened so quick. Most of the people there didn't even know what had happened. And all these conservative pundits are oh, these guys are all pussies and cowards. It's first of all, you do first aid training, Luke. What's the first thing you do when you're on a scene and you see, somebody that needs aid? What's the first thing you do?
You make sure that the threat is still not out there to hurt you.
Exactly. You check the scene. There is no first aid training on the planet that would say, confront a man wielding a knife so that you can render aid to somebody. There is no level of training so it's so infuriating to me to see these people are probably, there's a lot of people walking around. Yeah, there's a guy filming her dead body. They're garbage. But people what? Just say you wouldn't have done anything, Jeremy. And I'm dude, the guy had a knife. All you're doing is creating more victims. There is nothing. By the way, anybody who had proper enough training knew she was dead anyway. You get stabbed, that amount of blood she was dead within, I'm going to guess, under a minute. She passed out. She passed out in 15 seconds. Mm-hmm. No, less than that. She passed out in 5 seconds after being stabbed. She was dead within 30 seconds. And I am trained and I get re-upped every year. And there is no first aid training that tells you to confront an attacker in the middle. I'm it's just, it's so even Crowder was a minute 29. It's what would you do? Were you going to run up to the guy with the knife and karate chop him and then magically uncut her jugular? She was dead.
But I think he gets off the train within the first minute after she falls. I think there is, it's obviously easy to look back at these situations and you should have done differently or whatever. Again, that's why I go back to I think he gets off the train relatively quickly, maybe about the time that we finally have someone kind of intervene. What kind of gets me is that the people who are immediately in her vicinity leave. Now, of course, maybe they're I don't want to be a part of this. I don't know what's going on.
That is what they are.
But when she falls, I get what you're saying, neutralize the threat, whatever. When this guy gets off the train, again, from the reporting I read, it was in the first minute. You do wish that someone would be hello, girl who has now fallen to the floor, everything okay? I mean, I know Luke tweeted that someone was taking a picture of the blood. It's important to consider your own safety when you're trying to be of assistance to someone else, but also this was not a great depiction of the people who were immediately on the scene.
Yeah, well, I think there definitely should be a lot of criticism. Some people are saying in the chat, I'm blaming the victim. I'm not blaming the victim at all. That's not what is the proper.
No, you're saying you got to be situationally aware. It's not her fault she got stabbed.
People, if they're going to get anything from this situation, is don't turn your back on people. Right. Sadly, that's the kind of world that we live in. Sadly, that's something that I'm trying to, be more aware of personally myself, especially seeing just how fast and quick these things could happen and how very delicate life is and your physical body is. I mean, all it took is just one little swing, dude, you're done. It's over. A lot of people don't realize how delicate the human body is. Now, there was a situation in Philadelphia where a woman was, we're still on YouTube, but She was being forced upon physically in an adult manner by an aggressor. People in that train decided to watch that unfold instead of intervening and helping. And I think there's been so many of these instances, especially with the Daniel Penny incident, that a lot of people automatically like do better. And of course, sitting here watching from the sidelines, we could always say do better. But unless you train, unless you actually take self-defense seriously, a lot of people are stuck in this fight or flight moment where the reality of the situation is they kind of freeze up and they don't know what to do.
Yeah. I mean, that's a reality. I mean, you see it happen to cops all the time. All the time. Cops are on the scene. That's the whole female cop meme. Like, men and women who train their entire lives for this freeze up. People freeze up in war. People freeze up. These are people who are trained. I mean, people stepping over a dead body to not be bothered by it.
It's terrifying. I mean,
Really sure
people don't like it.
Yeah, I'm just not entirely sure they even saw what happened. You know what I mean? Like,
or were even aware of what was happening.
Right.
And I think people, like, if you weren't looking at it, you just hear some kind of altercation, whatever. Like, I understand the instinct to be like, I'm going to get out of here as fast as possible. You don't necessarily assume that, like, a guy who's yelling at a girl on the train has actually physically harmed her. There are a lot of people who ride trains who yell and shout and do whatever. And I think for a lot of passengers, it's just like, well, I'm getting off the next stop, got to keep moving. It's just sad when, like, it's just hard to watch. And I think we all wish that this had gone differently. I mean, I know that I had said throughout this week, like, when I saw her sit in that seat in the video, you want to scream. You want to be like, don't sit there. Like, just make a different choice. But it's easy to correct people after something tragic has already happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's
Jeremy, what do you think of the federal charges against this guy?
It's just for press. It's dumb. Pam Bondi had to run on Fox News. Embarrassing for her, embarrassing for everyone involved. Pam Bondi's using this young girl's death for more press. I want to see, I want to see her do something. Like, get these judges out of there. Like, I don't think most Americans, myself included, even knew that judges don't even have to have a law degree. The woman that let this guy go didn't even have a law degree.
I think we also have to reverse a lot of the propaganda and bullcrap, because a lot of Black people are trained and propagandized to believe that all of their problems are because of white men. All of the issues that happen in their life are because of white oppression, when that is just a delusion and an inverse of reality that I think is insane. And I think, whether we like it or not, I think there was a component of this that played a role in this action here that needs to be addressed as well, because there is a dehumanization effort. A lot of it is subtle. A lot of it is kind of underhanded, but it is there, and it is playing up in not just depictions of white people in movies and TV shows and commercials, but it is also being picked up in mainline society and culture, where a lot of this subliminal, subconscious propaganda is playing into a lot of these type of events that I think need to be addressed more than ever.
I mean, do you think there's any putting the toothpaste back in the tube, Hannah Claire?
Not really. I mean, you can't really take back these images and these conversations. There is a chance that some of the heat boils down. I mean, sometimes you get these moments of kind of national outrage that sort of go nowhere. But
almost always, by the way, that's almost always the case. Yeah.
And it makes me think of, like, the classic example for me is always Molly Tibbetts, the University of Iowa student who was murdered by an illegal immigrant. She had gone out for a run, and her parents came out being like, we shouldn't make this a conversation about immigration, because they, I don't think, liked Donald Trump at the time.
Yeah.
But that case is sad because, again, like this case, her death was preventable. If someone who was in the country illegally had been deported, then they wouldn't have been there to do this. If this guy had been incarcerated, well before, I would say, his, 10th time being arrested, then he wouldn't have been on that train that night. It doesn't stop all violence or crime in America, but it's certainly the step in the right direction. And I think a lot of like when you say put the toothpaste back in the tube, like it doesn't, people aren't going to forget it, but you might just see people making smaller, quieter changes to their life. I mean, if you have a niece who's going off to college in a major city, like, are you going to be like, hey, I'll send you a little extra money so you can Uber at night rather than take the train? Like, you might find them doing stuff to protect it. Yeah.
Well, here's one of the statistics that very few people are talking about, and these are real numbers rounded. Okay. We know that, according to the most recent data, if we look at who's actually committing the crimes, the meme of the 13% of the population commits 50% of the murders and crime, that's not actually even true. It's actually way worse than that. Yeah. If you look at 13% is all black people. It's being committed by black men, which are 6%. There's less black men than black women. It has something to do with them murdering each other constantly. So now we're talking about 5 to 6% of the population committing over 50% of all murders. Then if you go further, it's really black men between the ages of...
The suspense is killing
18
me.
to 25, I believe Jeremy is going to be saying here. And
This is
I don't
like
have
the
the
craziest
exact...
Ad-libs episode of all time. We could just make up what Jeremy is saying, pretending we're hearing it, but no one else is.
Yeah, let's just make it absurd as much as we can, even though this is an extremely serious topic, which we probably shouldn't do that.
Well, I think it's kind of funny because you can read these statistics and they might seem absurd to people. Like, you've probably seen that clip where the guy is interviewing some guy, and he was like, how many black people are killed by police every year? And the guy says like 1,000, and it's actually like less than 10. And the guy he's interviewing is like, well, let's compromise and say 100. He's like, no, we're not compromising. They're statistics. Like, it's not a guessing game. I think that's how people treat a lot of these crime data. They don't want to hear it, and so they either tell you that it's not okay to talk about, or they make an excuse for it.
But also, most importantly, a lot of the data is even obfuscated because of these like new racially motivated type of reporting incidences. Mm-hmm. As Jeremy was telling us, black males ages 18 to 45. Is that where you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's 2 to 3% of the population is committing 50% of the murders. And
homicides,
yeah, and it's like now that is the toothpaste. I think that can't go back into the tube. Like, people know now. There is no more. By the way, I also tweeted out a chart that shows hundreds of black people being booked into the criminal justice system as white. This is not an accident. This is deliberate. Every one of these people on this chart are booked in as white. These people here, all booked in as white. I mean, people don't know how bad it really is. Like, black men, I was going to say a little bigger swath, like 18 to 35, 18 to 45. They're committing, you're talking about 2 to 3% of the population are killing more than 50% of the people. That's not including all the aggravated assaults. So what are we going to do about it? And the problem is that it is going to take generations to fix this.
Right.
You're going to have to build more prisons. You're going to have stiffer penalties. You're going to have systems of accountability in place for judges and for lawmakers who continue to be ideologically driven, as opposed to, giving. It's like overweight black judges giving young black men minimum sentences. That is like a trope that, an obese black woman, let this guy out of prison. A black woman let, Carmelo Anthony have bail, lowered his bail, made sure he could stay home and play video games instead of, sitting in jail for killing another kid. Like, we have a lot of these activist judges that aren't always black either, by the way. I think they're probably more often white.
Do you think they're largely female, though? Because I sometimes wonder, like, if you had a black male judge sentencing a black man, would you get the same kind of, like, woke, the system was mean to you, so I will help you out kind of sentencing.
Unlikely. I think unlikely. But you know, it'd be nice to have those statistics. Like I would like, why is the only data that I have that's anywhere reliable from 2019? Why isn't there data from 2024, black on white crime? Because I bet you it's way worse than anyone imagined. Way worse. And then you have
especially after BLM, especially after the whole Black Lives Matter movement, where a lot of them were just able to get away with it because of these policies that were just put on steroids afterwards. These type of, no, we need to make sure that policing isn't racist. We need to make sure we arrest the same amount of white people as we do black people. That's literally
that's why they're booking them in as white. Yeah.
Plus, it's not just that they're reporting black people as white. They're also not reporting it at all and not making the arrests. Growing up in New York City, like I saw cops literally just ignore you when you needed their help. They're like, I'm not writing a report. You crazy? Now you add that to the fact of DEI woke policing. Now a lot of these police officers are even prevented from doing anything about it. Don't do anything about it. Don't write the reports. A lot of these crimes don't only go unsolved, but they're either classified as a lower offense or they're just not classified at all, which is crazy, which is insane, highlighting a situation where these numbers aren't even calculated and they're way worse than we could even imagine. As I grew up in New York City and, you know, I was playing basketball and my friends were in the, you know, the ghetto areas. In the ghetto areas, people got, you know, stabbed, shot. Cops didn't even show up. Cops didn't even report. Cops were like, yeah, we're not coming in. People, I saw cops literally watch. I saw a girl put like locks in a sock and start beating another girl over the head. Cops were like watching it and literally we're driving away. We're like, we're not even going to report this. So imagine what's not being reported. Imagine how many black people are being classified as white. Imagine the real numbers and statistics here of what's really going on here.
Yeah, I mean, like, would people tell you who they are? Believe them. And we, you know, again, hashtag not all black people. Hashtag not all black men. But a lot of them. It's not black women that are killing these people, by the way. It's young black men. That's who it is.
Black women actually have more violent assaults than white males.
Well, I'm not surprised by that either.
Yeah.
But like, you know, the people that are murdering people, like,
yeah, the people who are acting. Yeah.
Oh, am I gone again?
No, you're in and out. It's a little bit of suspense.
If I go out again, I'll just let you guys finish the show without me. I don't know. I'll have to check.
No, you're fine. I mean, you're fine. You're good.
I like it. Again, it's like fun real life Mad Libs. Luke and I have to be on our toes.
Yeah. Well, here's a video that's currently. This is a guy that used to be like an anti-SJW thing. Now he's like a black supremacist or something. I'm not really sure. But it's like people are like mad about this, but I'm like, here, hold on.
So if you haven't heard, the racists out there, the white ignorants, have their new poster child, okay, for this month. It seems that there's a new one every week. I don't know what to tell you. But this...
That's because you guys keep killing us. But anyway...
Poster child is something they use as a pretext to justify their hatred, their vitriol, their racism, and them being overall victims, right? Because they're under the belief that, oh, everyone hates white people, and there's white racism out here, and this is horrible, and we gotta do something about it! That, in a nutshell, is the mindset of these white ignorants. So, this woman, Arena, I believe is her name, she met her demise on the train. And it was at the hands of, wait for it, the boogie man. That's correct, the black man.
You mean the 2% of the population or 3% of the population that commits over 50% of all violent crimes?
Also, like he's 55. Acting like this is crazy. Like, oh, it's so scary. But that literally happened. Like, she was stabbed on a train by a black man.
Yeah, I mean, this guy... he also put out a video that said, I mean, this, like, people are upset by this. I'm not upset by this. This doesn't bother me at all because I already knew this.
I will say, I talked to 99.9% of black people about this story, about what transpired. And it's horrible. I think we all agree on that. And they wanted me to give a message.
This is his video, by the way.
99.9% of black people, I'm here to talk to the white ignorants out there and let y'all know we are deeply uncaring. That is correct. We don't care, bruh. I'm sorry. We
doesn't make me mad. I know they don't care. I know they don't care. I know that these men view white people as less than, and they view themselves as righteous in killing them. This is not a surprise to me.
I also think they don't care about each other, right? Like,
right? They
yes,
clearly, yeah, right.
He attacked and fatally, took the life away of this white woman. But his mom was the one calling for a psychiatric hold. I'm
she
making
put him in.
Here, but
she put him in involuntarily,
right? Like he has been, and he had committed became violent in their home. So I get you don't care about white people, okay, but you also don't care about his family, who presumably are also part of your racial group. Like you maybe just don't care about anything. And again, like I don't really want that to be a cultural norm.
Yeah. What about the black on black crime? Do you care about that? Do you care about that violent issue at all?
They don't,
because those statistics are also pretty cooked as well.
Yeah.
And if you look at what's the biggest threat against black men, it's other black men. Can we have
it's
a real
not even
conversation
close.
about that? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they don't care about that. So like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's the evil white man.
Jeremy's trying to get us to notice something with these yellow circles.
Yeah.
He's like,
she's bleeding out.
It's just really sad. I mean, like I said, the person in the red shirt is the one that I noticed the most in the video. And like they leave the train. And on the one hand, I understand being like, I don't know what happened. They seem to be fighting. I'm going to leave. On the other hand, like you watch her fall to the floor and you want to be like, somebody needs to do something.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, she didn't, like the girl getting stabbed didn't realize she was stabbed, right?
Yeah.
So the woman probably next to it probably didn't realize it as well. Then they
or he thought maybe he punched her or something. And
when you start seeing all the blood, a lot of people are just like, I don't want any of this. Trauma has a weird way of making people react in weird ways. But it would have been nice to see more of a human response here. I mean, that's the kind of movie type of response that we want to see. We want to see, humanity be the best that it could be. But sadly, I think we're seeing the worst of humanity that's being exposed more than ever. And listen, there's no celebrity speaking about this. There's no corporate media. This happened 3 weeks ago. This would have never happened if it wasn't for the people online making this an issue and starting a real conversation. And when you start looking at the crime statistics, they are far worse off than we could ever imagine. They are far more sinister. And if you truly want to help out the black community, you deal with the black problem. You don't excuse it. You don't point blame on someone that is not responsible for it. You don't say it's all white people. You don't say it's because of slavery. It's none of that bull crap. As of course, vast majority of black people in this country aren't even descendants of slaves. That's another kind of, they were oppressed. No, they weren't. Most people came here like immigrants. So stop lying about that. Stop lying about all this nonsense, and let's deal with the core.
Hold on, we need to stop right now. If this is true, people are saying that Charlie Kirk was
shot, is what Jeremy's saying. I'm looking for more solid confirmation, but there's a post at a University of Utah event saying that Charlie Kirk was attacked in the crowd.
I'm looking at right now at TPUSA event, quote, allegedly shots rang out. I didn't see Charlie Kirk after. An organizers says he was shot in the neck, allegedly. These are unconfirmed reports, obviously, happening right now. Conversations was that there might have been allegedly a trans shooter. Again, no confirmation. Again, just some online reports here. Other people saying Charlie Kirk was just shot.
Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes have both tweeted about it. I'm looking for more confirmation from someone attached to TPUSA or someone who's more closely affiliated with Charlie Kirk, but I haven't seen anything yet.
This is crazy. I mean, Nick Fuentes praying for Charlie Kirk.
Jeremy's tapping out for a second because the internet's down, but I think he'll probably join back in, and we'll keep looking for updates on this.
Someone just wrote,
Well, I was just going to say while you get some updates for us, it is deeply sad that we're having this conversation about violence on public transportation in America, and now we're going to have a conversation about potential
Daily Mail
violence
is
on college
reporting it.
campuses.
Shots
Daily
fired
Mail
at
is?
Charlie Kirk event. Daily Mail reporting it.
Yeah, lots of people saying he was just shot in the neck. I mean, this is just incredibly sad. Charlie Kirk is a very young guy who I know is a controversial figure, but he's also the father of, I believe, 2 very young children. So hopefully he is getting all the medical attention that he needs right now.
This is crazy.
It looks like it was University of Utah Valley University. I don't know very much about that area, but it's Utah, so I'm assuming it's a pretty rural and neutral area. Well, it's hard to follow that one up, especially when we're looking for more conversation. Let me pull something up while you search for some more stuff, just so our team doesn't get bored with our faces staring at our screens. While you and Jeremy look for stuff, I'm going to show you. Let me see if I can add this to the screen really
I'm looking
quick.
at videos right now showing people running away from the incident.
Keep an eye out for something like Turning Point related, because I'd like a confirmation from someone who knows him for sure. I'm getting a little bit of feedback. Let's see. Okay, well, you look for stuff. I'm going to add something to the screen here. There's a new book coming out from Kamala Harris. I
don't think it's worth talking about that with the news coming in now.
I'll vamp. You look for more stuff. That way we're not like.
I did. I sent a video in the private chat of people running.
Cool. I'll pull it up.
From the incident. I see a lot of people celebrating online.
I don't have the audio control, but you guys can see on this, people are running. Do you know very much about this school?
It. So Daily Mail is confirming it. Shots have been fired at Charlie Kirk at an event at Utah Valley University. Footage from the scene shows event goers screaming as shots rang out on Wednesday. People at the event took to social media to share details of the moment. Someone opened fire at the conservative event, and there's reports of him being shot in the neck. That's happening right now.
Do we know who else was attending this event?
News. Now, there's live coverage of it. I'm going to put it in the private chat right now. Live coverage of the event here. Candace Owens just says, everyone please stop what you're doing and pray for Charlie Kirk. So yeah, this looks like a real situation. This is
live coverage. News. Obviously we're not seeing a lot going on. I'm curious.
Was just shot at UVU, according to our reporters at the event. So multiple news organizations now reporting this.
Senator Mike Lee from Utah is saying, I'm tracking the situation at Utah Valley University closely. Please join me in praying for Charlie Kirk and the students gathered there. Does Daily Mail have reports on anybody else, or is it just Kirk? Was this targeted, or was it something, bigger? And I don't know.
We don't know exactly what happened. All we know is that we're getting these reports.
Yeah, I'm asking if there are any new reports about what is happening.
If you just type in Charlie Kirk into Twitter and then scroll.
I'm looking at Twitter, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, just the footage coming out of them running away now.
So what we have up on screen is live. No, it's not. It's not live anymore.
What people are saying that, people online, Nick Sorter saying, his condition is unknown. And initial reports are coming in that he was shot in the neck. Obviously, neck wounds, especially with the firearm, are very lethal and very difficult to survive. But this is just wild. This is just pretty crazy to say the least.
Let's see. I mean, Turning Point holds something like easily, I would say over 100 college events a year. Maybe I'm wrong there, but they're pretty active. Charlie Kirk, I think, spends most of his year on the road. I don't know of any other time that he's been threatened or attacked. I know he's been harassed. I know he normally travels with security, but this is obviously a pretty unique and awful situation. Are you seeing anybody else talking about like what's going on in the scene right now, or are we just having these older videos from the initial reaction?
Let's just read the Daily Mail article, because I think I'm going to send it to you. I think that's the most important
update
one. I mean, if these reports are true, which it looks like they are, I mean, this is going to have profound changes for our entire political landscape. I mean, Charlie Kirk is the leader of the kind of right-wing youth political movement. You know, I had
he's
many
very
interactions.
influential.
Yeah.
So this is from the Daily Mail article. It says shots have been fired at Charlie Kirk at a Charlie Kirk event at Utah Valley University in Orem. Footage from the scene shows the event goers screaming as shot rang out on Wednesday. People at the event took to social media to share details of the moment someone opened fire at the conservatives event as he conducted a Q&A session with the students. Kirk published a post on X just minutes before the reports of the shooting march. "We are so back," Kirk wrote at 2:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Utah Valley University is fired up and ready for the first stop back on the American Comeback Tour. So this is the first of their, I mean, it makes sense, right? Colleges probably just went back to school, and this is the first stop in basically what I feel like is their annual college campus tour. They're always being really active. I read this statement that the Daily Mail has included already from Senator Mike Lee. They also included Candace Owens' message, but there's not a lot of information other than that at this time. You know, most college campuses are gun-free zones, although I think generally, from what I know, and I'm not a 2A expert, Utah is a pretty gun-friendly state. I'm definitely curious to hear what security was like at this event. Jeremy is texting me like confirming that Kirk has been hit, which I think we know. I'll have to see what else we can find as the news goes on. You've gone to a couple different Turning Point USA events. Have you been to some on college campuses, or do you just go to their larger conferences at event centers, Luke?
Well, they usually take security pretty seriously at these events here. So it's hard to kind of understand, but again, multiple reports now that he did get shot. Some people are saying he was potentially shot in the neck. Some people are saying he was shot in the chest. This is going to change our political landscape forever. I mean, this is going to be a big, huge event that is going to be with us for an extremely long time. We have to pray for Charlie Kirk right now. Your thoughts, your prayers, whether you're religious or not, I think do matter during these key critical times. And
I'm going to play this one more time. Again, it's like the footage of Kirk at the event.
There's a lot of sick, twisted people online celebrating this right now. Just disgusting people.
I mean, that's awful. Again, like I said at the top, I understand if you don't like Kirk's politics. I understand if you don't like him for whatever political reason, but I don't think anyone wants someone to be attacked on a college campus. And I am really thinking about his wife and his young children right now, who must be terrified.
Yeah. Listen, this is such a breaking news story. I don't think we should. I don't know if there's anything else we should say or even continue to be live here, to be quite honest.
Me 2 seconds ago, Luke, let's jump to another story while we let stuff come in. No, let's stay on it.
Well, no, I mean, right now, I can't talk about anything else. I feel sick to my stomach. Like, I feel
it's awful.
I feel like on the verge of tears.
Let me touch base with Jeremy and see what he wants to do.
I hate, I'm looking at what's happening right now, and it's kind of sickening. And, talking about Kamala Harris's book is not something that I want to do. And I don't even want to be on air, to be quite honest. I don't think the only thing we could say is prayers for Charlie Kirk.
I'm going to stay on because this is Jeremy's stream and he asks us to keep it going. But if you need to step off, I totally understand. It's a really emotional thing and it's scary to watch these things happen. You know, I feel like, you know, because this is Jeremy's show, I'm going to continue on, but it's definitely not something I want to spend any time speculating too intensely about until we get an update. Again, like I said, hopefully from someone from Turning Point or Charlie Kirk with really positive news about any kind of potential injury he has. We're obviously hoping the best for him.
Yeah, I mean, we should probably call Jeremy. We could put him on speakerphone.
I'm texting with him. I'm waiting for a response right now, but if you want to call him, go for it. Loop him back in. He jumped off because of the internet. If you guys are watching and you're wondering where Jeremy is in this moment, although I wouldn't be surprised if he's also making a video about this as we live and breathe right now.
There's another video that was just, oh yeah, he got hit. Wow. Fuck in hell. I don't know. We should play the graphic, but he got hit. Fucking hell. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's really sad.
I just saw the video of him getting shot. Fuck, dude. This is fucked. Yeah. I just sent you the video in the private chat.
I'll watch it, but I don't want to play it on air until I see it first.
No, it's fucked. It's pretty fucked.
And this one's from Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, it's fucked. Oof.
Oh, yeah, I just played this one. Jeremy sent it to me.
I'm going to call him. Yeah.
Hello?
Hey, we're live right now. I don't know if this is just kind of a fucked situation.
Yeah, let's end the stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is just awful.
Everyone. Yeah, I saw
You're live now. I just saw the video too. I'm shocked, dude. I'm like, you know, you're live right now. I got you on speakerphone, just so you know.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. It looks like he's gone.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
End the stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Guys, thanks
Charlie,
for
guys.
watching. Keep an eye on Luke and everyone's social medias. I'm sure we'll get as many updates to you as we can. And go be with your families and stuff.
Yeah. Pray for Charlie, everybody.
Pray for Charlie.
Like, seriously, pray for Charlie. Gosh.